When you create a Perfect Audience account, you'll be given a tracking tag that needs to be installed on your website. This piece of JavaScript is the code we use to track your site visitors and help manage your retargeting campaigns, so it's critical that you install this tag on all pages of your site as soon as you can. If you need to find your tracking tag in your account, it's located under Manage, User Tracking. This is the code that needs to be installed on every page of your site. You can quickly copy the code to your clipboard using this button. If you have a web developer or someone who might normally handle this type of task for you, you can click this button, enter their email address, and we'll send them an email with the code asking them to install it for you. We recommend installing the tracking tag just above the closing body tag in your site's code. If you're using Google Analytics or some other tracking services, you may have similar code installed here already. If you're using WordPress to power your site, we have a plugin to make this a quick and easy process. If you're using a third-party platform like Shopify, we have some guides available in our knowledge base to walk you through the setup for that platform and some other popular site hosting solutions. That's it. Once the tag is installed, it will take our system about 6 to 8 hours to recognize the tag on your site and start reporting your audience numbers in your account. We'll also send you an email when that occurs. If 24 hours have gone by and you're not seeing any users being counted, please let us know at support@perfectaudience.com. Today we'll be discussing conversion goals and how to create them in your account. A conversion goal is an event you'd like to see happen on your website. It might be someone signing up for your service, making a purchase, or something like that. It's what you're hoping the user will ultimately do on your site. Using a conversion goal with your campaign is the best way to track your ROI with Perfect Audience, so we strongly recommend tracking a conversion goal in your account. Conversion goals are tracked based on a URL your user lands on, an action on your website, or by an in-app event for mobile apps. To create a conversion goal, head to Manage, Create Conversion. We're creating a conversion goal for my website, so we'll leave Web selected here. First, give the conversion goal a name. This is how you'll identify it in your account. Then select the method for the conversion. This is how you'll tell the system to trigger the conversion goal. A path conversion is the most common type of conversion goal. Use this when you want the conversion to be triggered when a user lands on a specific page, like a thank you page. If my thank you page was mydomain.com/thankyou.html, I'd enter /thankyou.html here. No need to worry about the domain, just enter the first slash and then the path to the page you're looking to track. Query string is similar to path method and should be used when you want the conversion to trigger based off of certain keywords in your URL. For example, if your conversion URL looked like this, the sale is complete when checkout equals true appears in the URL after the question mark. Query string can be used here. In the query string box, enter checkout equals true. Event conversions require a little extra setup, but offer you the ability to trigger a conversion at any time on your site. Selecting an event conversion requires you to add some additional code to your site. This code will call our API and trigger the conversion goal. You can have this code run when a button is clicked, after a user is on the page for a certain amount of time, etc. Anything that you can control with JavaScript can be used to trigger an event conversion. While we're not able to provide support for custom coding, we do have documentation available in our knowledge base to teach you how to use these conversions. Regular expression is also a bit of an advanced feature that I won't go into too much detail about today. You would use regular expression in a case where you wanted to track a full domain or subdomain or specific page and using the standard path method won't suffice. Regular expression is rarely used, but take a look at our documentation for more information. Next, enter a revenue value. This is optional but strongly recommended, as tracking revenue will greatly help gauge your ROI. The value entered here is what we'll use to calculate a variety of stats for your campaign, so enter a number that makes sense for your conversion. If every purchase on your site is a different amount, it is possible to dynamically pass through the revenue amount of a sale, along with an order ID or some sort of customer identifier, by modifying your tracking tag on the conversion page to send us that information. Take a look at our documentation if you wish to learn more about that. Finally, select your Count By setting. This will tell our system how to count your conversions. You can count every conversion triggered, even if the conversion is triggered by the same user multiple times. Count Once per order ID will count one conversion per unique order ID sent to us if you're sending us that information. And Count Once per user will count only the first conversion triggered for each user. Select Create Conversion Goal. You're done. Make sure our tracking tag is installed on your conversion page, and the conversion goal should be ready to attach to a campaign. Today we'll be discussing audiences and how to create them in your account. An audience is a collection of visitors that you're tracking on your site. An audience might contain all of your site visitors, or visitors of one specific page, or maybe visitors that sign up for your service. You can create a variety of audiences and use them in different ways in your campaigns. Let's look at your audiences. Head to Manage Audiences. By default, your account will have an All Visitors audience created for you. This is an audience of any user who has visited any page of your site. More specifically, it's an audience of users who have visited any page that our tracking tag is installed on. To create an audience, click Manage, Create Audience. First, give your audience a name. This is how you'll identify the audience in your account. Enter a duration for the audience. This is the number of days you want the user to remain in the audience. We recommend starting with 30 days. Once the user is added to the audience, if they do not come back in the number of days you set for the duration, in this example, 30 days, on the 31st day, they'll be removed from the audience. This is important because the longer it's been since someone has visited your site, the less likely they are to click on your ads and return to your site. If you would like to keep your users in your audience indefinitely, leave this box blank. Then select the method for the audience. This is how you'll tell the system the user should be added to the audience. A path audience is the most common type of audience. Use this when you want the visitor to be added when they land on a specific page. For example, if I set up a page on my website to advertise a new sale, and that URL is mysite.com/store/salepage.html, I would enter /store/salepage.html. There's no need to worry about the domain, just enter the first slash and then the path of the page you're looking to track. Query string is similar to a path method and should be used when you want the visitor to be added based off certain keywords in your URL. For example, if your URL looked like this. The customer is viewing product number 1234, which is a product I want to track with an audience. Query string can be used here. In the query string box, enter product equals 1234. Event audiences require a little extra setup, but offer you the ability to add a user at any time on your site. Selecting an event audience requires you to add some additional code to your site. This code will call our API and add the user to the audience. You can have this code run when a button is clicked, after a user is on the page for a certain amount of time, etc. Anything that you can control with JavaScript can be used to add the user to an audience. While we're not able to provide support for custom coding, we do have documentation available in our knowledge base to teach you how to use these audiences. Regular expression is also a bit of an advanced feature that I won't go into too much detail about today. You would use regular expression in a case where you wanted to track a full domain or subdomain or a specific page, and using the standard path method won't suffice. Regular expression is rarely used, but take a look at our documentation for more information. Finally, turn the audience on or off for Connect sharing. Connect is the feature built into your account that allows you to share your audiences with other businesses and target their audiences in your campaigns. Note that this setting just turns this specific audience on or off for sharing. You still need to be enrolled in the Connect program and partner with businesses before you share or receive any other business's data. Select Create Audience. You're done. Make sure our tracking tag is installed on the pages you're looking to track, and we should start adding users to the audience in a few hours. You can view the progress of your audience sizes under Manage Audiences. Note that the counts do not update in real time, and they will refresh every 6 to 8 hours. Today we'll be walking you through the process of uploading your banner or display ads for use in a web campaign. You'll need to create the ad image on your end before you can upload them into your Perfect Audience account. Take a look at our documentation for specific details about guidelines your ads need to follow, but these are the ad sizes we support. There are some additional creative requirements and guidelines, so make sure to take a look at our documentation for more information. To create your ad, click Manage, Create Ad. Select Create Banner Ad. Give your ad a name. This is how you'll identify the ad in your account. Enter a click URL. This is the page you want the users to be sent to when they click on your ad. If you have any UTM parameters you'd like to add, you can click this button to add those. Select the image you want to use for your ad. Click Upload and Submit for review. That's it. The ad will be sent off to the various ad networks for an audit, and the ad should be reviewed in about 24 to 48 hours. You can attach the ad to your campaign at any time, and once it is approved, it should begin serving. Repeat these steps for any other ads you may want to create, and you'll have your web ads uploaded in no time. Once you have your tracking tag installed, conversion goal or any audiences you wish to use created, and you have your ads uploaded, it's time to create your campaign. This video assumes you've created those other items already, so if you haven't, take a look at our other videos and documentation for assistance with that. If you're looking to start your free trial, please note that you will need to cookie 250 unique visitors in a 7-day period before you can begin your campaign. Use the green Start Free Trial Campaign button in the upper right corner to create your first campaign. If you've already started your trial, this button will say Launch New Campaign. Select the type of campaign you'd like to create: mobile app, web, Facebook, or dynamic web. Today we'll be creating a web campaign. First, we'll need to select the audiences that we want to use in the campaign. You can target, ignore, or exclude an audience. Targeting an audience means just that. We'll target the users in the audience and show them ads. Ignoring an audience tells our system to pretend that audience doesn't exist. If you ignore an audience, we won't do anything with the users in that audience one way or the other. If you exclude an audience, you're telling our system to not show ads to anyone in the audience, even if the user is in another audience that you are targeting. Users in an excluded audience will not see your ads. If this is your first campaign, we recommend targeting your all visitors audience. You can change your targeting settings at any time. Next, select the ads you'd like to use for the campaign. You can use the Add Remove button to add or remove an ad from your campaign. Note that you cannot use different ad types in one campaign, meaning you can't run web ads in a Facebook campaign and you can't run Facebook ads in a web campaign. In step 3, give your campaign a name and set the weekly budget you'd like to use for the campaign. We'll do our best to spend your full budget each week, but we'll never spend more in a week than the amount you set here. Select any conversion goals you want to track in the campaign. You can select up to 3. Finally, enter your billing information. You can enter a new credit card or choose a card that you have previously saved. If this is your free trial, you will not be charged when the campaign launches and the free credit will be applied to the campaign. Note that the free credit will be assigned to the first campaign you create and cannot be shared among multiple campaigns. If you've already used your trial, you will be charged the amount you set for the budget when the campaign launches. Select Save and Submit Campaign. The campaign is now launched and should begin serving in about an hour. It may take 5 or 6 hours for your stats to start appearing in your dashboard, so don't panic if you launch a campaign and you don't see any stats appear at first. That's completely normal. If you don't see any activity after 24 hours, please email us at support@perfectaudience.com so we can take a look for you. That's all you need to know to get your first campaign up and running.